Welcome to my e-portfolio. I am Hokaki, an associate degree student of CEM in CTU. In this video, I'm going to share what I experienced in the Poly U training workshop. Day 1. Structural Steel. In this workshop, the instructors first gave me a detailed background information about structural steel, including all the types of steel structures and how we can use it nowadays. They demonstrate how to cut a steel bar and drill a hole on a steel plate. They also show me the skill of welding and how the die penetration test to detect cracks on welding. After the demonstration, I got a task to make a bracing on a steel table leg with my groupmates. To obtain a higher quality of the products in a limited time, we had to work with machines for cutting and drilling. Finally, we have to connect the bracing onto the table. Therefore, we had to use the spanner to fix the suitable bolts and nuts tightly. Day 2. Anchoring and NDT. In the second training day, I learned anchoring and non-destructive tests, which I never heard before. Through the introduction by the trainer in Poly U workshop and the staff of Hilti, an anchoring system company, I understand the importance of anchoring and NDT in construction industry. That was my first time to practice the rebound hammer test, cover meter test, and half cell potential test. The trainer also showed me how to conduct the infrared thermographic test. In the other part of training, I practiced to install the torque control expansion anchor, which is a mechanical type. It was really fun to complete all the installation steps myself, and I could use such professional instruments. Day 3. Formwork. In the following training, it was about formwork practice. In the beginning, the workshop trainer taught us about the basic knowledge of formwork. He demonstrates timber cutting by saw and nailing by hammer. There were models to introduce all the members of a formwork. Next, it was our time to practice for 2 tasks. The first one was to make a regular timber cube. Although the product was not too good looking, it was still a memorable experience for me. The second task was to make an I-shaped formwork for concreting. I got an opportunity to use the dimension circular saw to cut the plywood box. Despite the installation process was not too smoothly, because of the assistance of the trainer, we finally complete our task. Day 4. Scaffolding. In the 4th lessons, we learned the function of falsework. It is used to support a permanent structure until the structure can be self-supporting. Nowadays, working in height is important in construction, so falsework provides a working platform for this purpose. In the practical, we had to construct a pair of 2 level-high scaffolds. Before the practice, helmet must be put on to protect our heads. Although I am fear of heights, I still chose to work in heights at that time. Even the safety measures were done very well. I still worry about my safety, and therefore I work very carefully on the platform. After a few minutes, I could overcome my fear and work more smoothly. Finally, we construct the false work successfully. Day 5, Brickwork and Plastering. In this workshop, I learned about brickwork, which is used for internal partition wall purpose. The trainer showed us all the tools used in brickwork, such as ink marker, brick knife, and trowel. The three types of bond, which are English bond, Flemish bond, and stretcher bond, were all shown on the wall in the workshop. There were 4 tasks on that day, including laying bricks, plastering, wall tiling, and floor tiling. My group was responsible for the wall tiling work. It looked not too difficult, but it required some skills to fix the tiles tightly. Since partial tiles were needed to install it at the edge, I had a chance to use the tiling cutting machine. Day 6 and 7, Concrete. It was the last workshop for me in Poly U. In the first day, 4 groups were formed to prepare 4 handmade 150 mm concrete cubes by weighting different proportions of its composition. Similar to the material experiment in CTU, the concrete was poured into a mold in 3 layers with the same depth, and each layer was compacted by compacting steel bar to release air inside. As an eye-shaped formwork was prepared before, it was needed to cast it and fibrate the concrete for later observation. The workability of the mixed concrete was tested by slump tests just after the mixing process. The concrete was hardened for 3 days, and the cube's compressive strength was tested by the compression testing machine in the following working day. If the vibration of the concrete is not enough and not evenly, there will be segregation or honeycomb on the eye-shaped concrete. In the last day, we tried to practice on the concrete reinforcement. I first need to calculate the dimension of a steel bar for cutting and bending. I tried to bend the steel bar in a rectangular shape, but it was really difficult to maintain all the interior angles were in 90 degrees. Finally, we had a chance to fix the reinforcement of a beam. Although we were beginners, we still finished it on time. That's the end. Thank you.